I'm going to just put this on and say this because I'm trying to get these letters up. Uh, I wrote a medical malpractice book. It involved Larry McDonald, U.S. Congressman doctor from Atlanta, who's playing uh, passenger plane KAL. He was en route from Juneau, Alaska to Seoul, South Korea. Was shot down when it veered into Soviet or Russia airspace. Were killed aboard it. Supposedly he was, and I became a candidate. Now I'm leaving out all that happened to me. I had antifreeze put on in me April the 1st of '80, so the book never got published. Had a letter from the FBI, William Harper, U.S. Attorney, ongoing investigation, national security involved. Mr. Flint flew me out there because Mr. Flint had been shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, while I was doing the malpractice book, and it involved mind control and mind control murders. And it says mind control is invisible, it's hard to prove. So these were deliberately done in patterns and can be proven. He said, Mr. Flint says here in this endorsement, April of '84, that I know who was responsible for his shooting March the 6th. He mentions Larry McDonald, Thomas Murphy, etc., etc. Now then, this is some of the mind control murders that happen later, but they are, and they're done in patterns. James Holmes, it's got this one. I think Tex Mars wrote this. It's implantable biochips, but this is what I was writing about. This is Timothy McVeigh, who said the U.S. Army put a chip up him, implanted it. And he went on and was blamed and put to death for the Oklahoma City bombing. And Nichols, Terry Nichols, is still in prison, my understanding is, in Oklahoma. So the name of this, Mr. Mars' book, was Project Lucid. And I'm not going to go any further on that. I've put all this on YouTube and Facebook, the social media, because none of the rest of the media would ever help me. I found out about being kidnapped. I'd done the book, found out about being kidnapped in '83 after I'd been out to Mr. Flint's, and the British told me. So I'm going to leave that. I was kidnapped and brought to this country, and I'm going to leave that. I was brought to Moulton, Alabama. Now, I'm going to fast forward. I've put as much of all this prior on YouTube and everything and showed documents and stuff. I have an illness, and it wasn't diagnosed till I came up here in Roanoke in October of '86. And I'm allergic to chemicals, and when I'm around certain fumes and chemicals, my immune system attacks itself, and I get really sick, and it can be very dangerous. And I've had some really bad chemicals used on me the past years, and the only solution, there's no cure. You can take medicine for the inflammation, which can be very bad. Itself has bad side effects. So I've been made run from one place to the other. And if you don't know what's behind it all, it makes me look like I'm just imagining that I'm getting fumes in there and I'm just running from here to there all over the place, which is not the truth. The part about me being made run with chemicals is true. Over the years, it can destroy your body, every organ in your body, including your eyes. And Dr. Phil did have a program with a lady executive from Pfizer, and it touched on the immune system and how it responds and what can happen. So it's a living hell, really, and trying to tell it. And everybody around here knows it. And by the way, the next question would be from somebody, well, why didn't you move? I don't have that choice. I tried, and I'd be run back here. So now then, these are some of the mind control. I said that. The Adam Lanza, who everybody tore the house down, and he's a kid that it could be your kid, people, that was programmed, your behavior modified. So let me get to this. I'm just going to show you some of the places that I've been, and I really wanted to make sure I get this up here real quick. So this is Corporate Suites. It's owned by Lance Cooperman. And I've stayed here over the years. I've bounced around, and the same thing happens. I get so sick they come in and clean, and Sounds nice unless you know they're doing it deliberate, and I want to put the emphasis on deliberate. This was all deliberately done, and it was a joke to all of them. I've had them stand there and say, well, everybody in Botetourt County and all around here knows you're allergic to chemicals. Ha ha. So I'm going to just read this. This was from last year from Debbie McKay, manager at Northern Drive Affordable Corporate Suites, owned by Lance Cooperman. He's gotten quite wealthy since I came here in '86 too. Also, so and this is a lie and part of it the truth. Till you get these people before a court of law under the oath, and if they lie, they go to prison of perjury. They're not going to tell the truth. In fact, I've got other letters here that are just total lies. One's from Richville by Ms. Williams, and anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. You got to get them up there. They should be locked up for assault with a, well, it can be deadly to me, and over the years it certainly is, and joining into a conspiracy to do it. But I'm going to go back and read this. I went into back here because I was run. Actually it was April the 3rd of 14. And this is a letter where she's telling me that I try to pay rent, she will not accept it. And I said, well, what will you do if I bring it up here to pay? She says, I'll call the police and have you escorted off the property. Well, if you're from America and you've been living good and you don't want to hear it, yes, they can do it. They don't have to have a reason in my case. In fact, they've done it before, where I'd paid a month and same thing happened. But anyway, here I came in and she showed me a picture of her daughter, Alexis, and told me that she had specifically, Ms. McKay did, taken this job because of Gene Croft, manager at Affordable off Starkey Road, and there's a story behind that. I stayed there 17 months. I've always paid my rent on time, every time. So they are the ones that have committed the crimes against me, and I'm paying for their crimes against me. It says, Dear Ms. Childers, as our conversation, you stated that the cleaning supplies were detrimental to your health and could cause a life-threatening situation because you have an immune deficiency. We are unable to comply with your request to change the supplies we use, forego the monthly exterminating, and not clean the carpet and upholstery when scheduled. While sympathetic to your situation, we are under the strict legal regulations from the government OSHA and do not intend to change any corporate policies. So saying it would be in everyone's best interest for you to find alternate housing that would be better suited to your needs. You will be allowed to pay for one more, listen to this, allowed, they are breaking the law against me, one more week, which will make your check out due Tuesday, May the 22nd, 2014, by 11 a.m. And this was sent by their corporate office, Lance Cooperman's owner, who's become quite wealthy, on Florist Road, and it's per Debbie McKay, who, when I checked in that day, showed me her daughter's graduation or prom picture and said, this is my daughter, her name's Alexis, and I'm not going to allow to happen to her what happened to Alexis Murphy. Alexis Murphy was, I suppose, murdered. It was in the mind control, the patterns. And Taylor is in prison for it, although they haven't found her body, Randy Taylor. But this is just an ongoing, a whole bunch of them, and people think that I'm just the messenger that told them about all this, and I'd use the Larry Flint because everybody knows Larry Flint was shot, etc. But I've got all kinds of information here, and I put it up on YouTube, and now I'm being threatened to suffer the consequences. I can't get an attorney if I continue putting it up. So I've told you this, and part of this, I did tell them, but they already knew this. I've been here, and Lance Cooperman owns a whole bunch of these now. So they have